Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Jayco Jay Feather 23 RBM. If you're looking for a nice little couples model, you want to slide out, and you want a Dinette with a sofa, again, in a somewhat shorter floor plan, then this is one you want to pay attention to. Let's start off actually right over here. As soon as you come in the door, I really like that they have this. You'll see you have a hanging rod. For me, this is perfect because I want a spot to hang up all my jackets, something that's out of sight, and this is exactly it. You have two removable shelves in here as well. Right underneath, you'll see you have some additional storage. I myself would probably put shoes down there, but again, you can use it for whatever you would like. Right next to that, you will see this composite table here. The cool thing about this is you can take that outside nice and easily if you want. Again, obviously the door is right there, or you can set it up in front of the sofa, which I'll show you a little bit later. Take a look over here, folks. Big, beautiful countertop here. You know, spans like half the length of this camper, which I love. You have good prep space over here, and you have adequate space on both sides of the sink. Dometic 3-burner cooktop here. The front one is high output. Then you have the oven underneath in case you want to do some baking. You'll also see there's an electrical outlet right over here, so if you have to plug in a coffee maker or anything, you have a place in which you can do it. And then right down below that, you have 3 very large full extension ball bearing drawers. Underneath the oven, we have a little bit of storage right down there as well. You can see that. Great spot for some pots and pans. And then next to that, underneath the sink, folks, if you look there, you see more storage. So again, more pots and pans there, cleaning supplies, really anything else you need to stick under there. Next to that, again, more storage. So, you know, not only do you have big countertop here, as you saw, you have big storage underneath too. Up top, we have a little bit of storage right up here. You have the tinted glass on there, but storage on both sides. Next to that is your microwave with a hood underneath. This one does have a light and fan. You'll also see the backsplash there too. Nice decorative backsplash, which is pretty cool. Then over next to this, so we have this guy. We open this up. You take a look in there, folks. You can see you have some nice big storage. So, you know, this is great for some of your folded clothes. You know, at least that's what I'd put in there. Or you can use it for a pantry. If you know, don't carry a ton of clothes with you, but you like to bring a lot of food, it's a great pantry space. This is intended to put a TV up here, essentially. So this is where you'll put your TV. You'll see all your connections for it, of course, are right over there. And if we take a look down below, you see you have some additional storage there underneath. On the off-door side here is your fridge-freezer combo. 6 cubic foot there, so plenty of space. You have a cutout for some taller items. This unit does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Plus you get the cool Jayco magnet there as well, so you can display that one nice and proudly. Right over to the side of that, you do have some pantry space right there. So again, if you didn't want to use that other big area I just showed you for pantry, this is certainly a perfect spot for it. You also have this drawer right here, so you know, you can utilize that too. And making our way over a little bit further, folks, you can see you have the slide out right here. This is a slide out Dinette. I really like this because, you know, even though it's a couple's coach and you probably won't utilize all this space, the majority of the time when it's just the two of you, I know myself, I like to entertain. I like to have guests come over and hang out. You know, we'll sit around here, play card games, board games, whatever it may be. So I like that you actually have a spot where you can still sit and entertain guests here. So big space there. This does drop down into a bed too. This table, of course, is removable here, but if you need to drop that down into a bed, you can. That way you can sleep at least one adult very comfortably there. You know, if they want to kind of squeeze in, you can sleep 2 adults there fairly easily too. Then underneath, you'll see you have storage. You have a couple bins over here. Actually, both of them are over here, but it's intended to have one on either side. But you can just pull those out, so it is easier to get to the items you store underneath your dinette. If we take a look up to the front here, you will see your jackknife sofa. So not only do you have a great spot to sit here, but you do here as well, which again is pretty rare, especially in an RV this size. And so that's why I like the Murphy bed. And I'm telling you folks, before you change a video and you say, oh Ian, I hate Murphy beds, Jayco's is probably one of the easiest ones to use. So I'll show you how that works in just a second here. You also have electrical outlets on both sides. So if you need to plug in any cell phones, whether it's while you're sitting here or at night, you have a spot in which you can do that. A couple of drawers on both sides. You'll also see that you have wardrobes here as well, so you do have a spot to hang clothes. In order to make up this bed, folks, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to jackknife this down. You will see you have all that storage underneath there, which is great. So if you need to store anything under there, you can do that. You can see how simple that is. You'll have one of these locks on either side, just for ease of use there. I already did the one on the other side. And then what you do is you just kind of pull this guy right here. You pull on this handle, the bed folds right down just like so. Now, one of the things you will notice here that's pretty unique, unlike most folks, this is a one-piece mattress. A lot of people's biggest complaint with having a Murphy bed is the fact it's a split mattress. Not the case at all here. So it just tucks right up and out of the way, which is awesome. You do lose a little bit of pass-through space, but in my mind, it's definitely worth it. You get the one-piece bed that you want, and when you fold it up out of the way, you still get use of that great sofa. So as we mentioned, this is a rear bath model, and here we are. Right down there is your foot flush lever toilet. Obviously, you have plenty of room all the way around. Couple of robe hooks right up here, probably a good spot to hang up your towel. Then you have a vent fan right up top. LED lights in here, of course, to keep it nice and bright too. Right over here is your neo-angle shower. You have doors and a roller track, which are great because that way when you're done showering and you open the doors up, all the water goes down into the shower pan rather than all over the floor. You'll also see you have a hand wand here with a shelf, and up above me is a skylight. Now, I'm 6 foot. You see I don't have to stand underneath the skylight to comfortably shower, but if you're a lot taller, you're 6'3", 6'4", you at least have the skylight there to give you that additional headroom, plus it lets in some natural light. Over here to the side, you have the mirrored medicine cabinet, an additional hook right there for your hand towel, electrical outlet underneath. Of course, you have the nice big sink there, which is great. So when you're brushing your teeth, you have plenty of room to, spit your toothpaste out without making a huge mess. And then you have some additional storage there underneath. Now that we've seen the insides, take a quick look at some of the outside features of the Jayco Jay Feather 23 RBM. Starting off right up front here, folks, you get a power tongue jack. This makes it nice and easy to raise and lower the tongue when you're hooking up or disconnecting from the tow vehicle. You also have an LED light on there in case you're hooking up at night. Just gives you some added visibility. You'll see right down here, this is pretty minor, but it's kind of neat. Gives you a little house, little spot to store your cord there. That way it's not just free hanging down and getting all beat up during your off season. And then right over here, your two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover. Nice and simple to get down in there. Behind that, you have rails for your battery. And then you'll also see tucked away right down here, you have your solar prep. So if you want solar, all you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and you're good to go. You'll see right over here the BAL sticker on there. That's because this is a Huck bolt frame, folks. That's pretty cool. Huck bolt essentially it's a better system than a welded frame in most situations. It's a little bit stronger, and if you ever do get into an accident, it's a lot easier to repair. They can actually just replace whole sections, unlike a welded frame, because that essentially gets bent. So definitely some cool advantages there. Coming up the front, you kind of have this diamond etch plating, which helps protect from some of the rocks and debris that get thrown up by tow vehicles. Then you see the blue LED lights along the front. Of course, you can turn that off if you want, but again, just a nice extra aesthetic piece. Coming around to the side, this is a laminated product. You have aluminum framing, vacuum bonded fiberglass all the way here on the outside. Tucked away right in here, as I mentioned earlier, folks, so you lose that pass-through because of the Murphy bed. You have a little bit of storage here, same thing on the other side. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But again, you get that awesome Murphy bed system. And don't think you don't have any storage on here, because you do. Again, we'll see it in a bit. Power awning on here, touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. It does have an adjustable pitch. On this one, you just push these in. That will allow you to slide it in and out. You'll also notice you have an LED light strip there, so you can just flip that on and have light at night. A couple outside speakers, so that way if you want to listen to music outside, you can do that. Those are controlled by our multimedia center inside, but again, it's Bluetooth capable. It's pretty simple to use. If watching TV is more your speed, you'll see they have a mount right here for it. Connections right underneath, cable and TV outlet right there, or cable and satellite rather, I'm sorry, and a couple electrical outlets to go with that. Fresh water fill, if you're doing some boondocking, folks, this is where you'll fill your fresh water tanks. And if you look down below, look at those beautiful wheels. Those are some nice shoes right there, folks. Aluminum alloy. Not only do they look great now, they will continue to do so because aluminum doesn't rust. Nitrogen-filled tires, and in the middle you will see the EquiFlex suspension, which is a pivot suspension helping take out some of those bumps while you're going down the road. Real quick thing, I talked about the outside construction here. One other thing I do want to talk about is the roof. Folks, this one does have the Magnum roof system, which is a great roofing system. Excellent support, uses 2x2s instead of 1xs. They also have oversized nail plates in there. Everything is screwed instead of stapled. And it has the Dyflex 2 roofing material, which is a fleeceless TPO. You don't have to get up there and put plasticizers in it like you do every year on a rubber roof, and it is still very pliable. This is your main entryway right here. Super easy to get into. You have 3 foldable steps with the grab handle there as well. If you come around to the back, you'll notice this one does have your square bumper on here with the end cap, so you can pop those off. Gives you a nice place to store your sewer hose. Directly underneath that, you have a propane quick connect. You want to do some grilling in the summertime? Not a problem. Put your grill right back here, plug it in there. It'll feed off your 20-pound bottles up front. Spare tire on here. That's, of course, mounted to the bumper. Hopefully never have to use that, but if you do, it's right back here. Super easy to get to. And then top and center, you will see you have backup camera prep. That way, if you want a backup camera, it's basically a plug and play, meaning it will save you a lot of money on labor. Right here on the off-door side, you have a black tank flush. This is super convenient. I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of a black tank when you just normally drain it out, but there's usually a lot of stuff that's left in the bottom. So black tank flush is great. Instead of having to stick a hose down your toilet to help wash out that black tank, you put it right in here. It actually has sprayers built in that help force all that other stuff that's sitting on the bottom out. Outside shower right here with both a hot and cold water access, so you can get to either of those super simple. City water connection right next door. If you take a look underneath, you will see your termination there. Sorry, it's a little muddy, but your gray and black tank valves are located there. 30 amp detachable power cord right here, and then your cable and satellite inlet are there. Now, I talked a little bit about the extra storage, and folks, here it is. So even though you don't have a pass-through, you get all this extra storage right here, which is great. As you can see, this does run underneath that Dinette, so you can see the tubs there on the side, but all this right here is super easy to access without you having to lift up the back of that Dinette. One of the things I want to point out, folks, and something that I think is pretty impressive about Jayco products, is this right here. If you look at the side of their slide wall, this is an actual laminated product, just like your sidewall right here. Most manufacturers don't do that. They have hung wall on the side of their slide. So I love the fact that this is a nice solid wall. You'll see when I push on it, it doesn't give. Go up to some other travel trailers and do the exact same thing, and you'll quickly see what I'm talking about. Lastly, right over here, you have another storage area, just like you did on the campsite. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Jayco Jay Feather 23 RBM. If you're interested in this rear bath travel trailer and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.